Hi folks, hope you're great. I wanted to talk today about the four keys that you need to build your profile. These are the four pillars and also how we can help you to achieve that in our profile builder program. But first, let's talk about these four pillars. Now, if you're watching the replay, welcome to the replay. If you're watching live, welcome to checking live. Hey Sarah, thank you very much for joining. Great to hear from you. Now, what are these four pillars and how you can put them in your business? So what I want to do is to identify each pillar and also explain why they are working from an audience perspective. Because if you don't understand the why, there is no point of doing something. That's how I interpreted things. So let's look at the very first pillar. And actually, before we go there, let's look at why is important to get visible. Why is important to have that visibility. The reason why it's important is because it will make everything else easier in your business. Now, how did I stumble across the importance of this? When I started GTeX, no one really knew me. No one really knew Ben, no one really knew us and what we were doing. And because no one knew us, it was very difficult to get clients. It was very difficult to make sales. It was very difficult to convince someone about the work or the quality of the work that we were doing. So we were really passionate, but at the same time, and we knew that we could give a great service, but at the same time, people were not really buying. And that has been like that for the first couple of years. And so I was looking at other people and they were creating content, they were getting out there, they were featured on publications, and all the big gurus that I was looking at, they had those things in place. They were not only talking about the work that they were doing, but they had other sources and other platforms talking about the work that they were doing. And I realized that I was trusting them more because of it. And so I looked at how can I get that level of exposure? How can I get that level of visibility? And I gotta say that after 5 years of focusing on this, being interviewed in hundreds of podcasts, being in tons of publications, some of writing for Forbes, Entrepreneur Magazine, the Huffington Post, being on Sky TV and all other major TV stations, that not only helped me to build a larger audience than I had before, much quicker than I would have done it by myself or without spending thousands and thousands of pounds or dollars in advertisement. But also it helped my credibility. People wanted to work with me, were approaching me, and it's not that the quality of the work that I did changed, but what changed was the trust that they had with me in that scenario. So that's why I really encourage everyone to be focused on visibility and publicity, because you will not only get more people to watch your stuff and to read your content, but also you will have people trusting you more. A big shout out to Lee, big shout out to Wen, Glynis. Thank you very much everyone for joining. Talking about profile building right now. So the other reason why it's important to build your profile and consider media seriously is that a lot of the media and a lot of publications, they've already done the hard work to connect with you and to connect with their audience. They've already done the hard work of building the audience. That's what they do. They are media. They have an audience. And therefore, instead of you spending a lot of hours and time and money and resources building that audience, you are tapping into something that they've already built. So that's why it's huge and it's really important that you focus on that. Two reasons: increase credibility and increase the reach for your message and what you want to do and what you want to say and the things that you want to share. So let's look at these four pillars. What are they? Pillar number one is consistency. Now, this is about for you creating your own content and getting out there in a consistent basis, on a consistent basis. Why is that important? Because people need to see that you are always out there. Otherwise, they will forget about you. If people consistently see that you produce quality content, that you are doing what you say you are doing, you're giving them the proof that they can trust you. You're giving them the proof that they can rely on you. You're giving them the proof that you know what you're talking about and that you are here to stay. Now, we have been running events consistently and creating content consistently for the past 6 years. For the past 3 years, I've sent an email a day every single day. Now, I'm not expecting everyone to consistently read the content I produce. I'm not expecting anyone to consistently read it. But just the very fact that I'm appearing on their feed, I'm appearing in their inbox, I'm appearing on their LinkedIn profile, on their Instagram account, that keeps me on top of their mind. In fact, I have many people that they join my courses saying exactly the same words. I've been following you for the past 2 years, and I really want to join your courses. Now, the first part is I've been following you for the past 2 years, which means that for 2 years, someone has been lurking, has been looking at all the content that I've been creating, and a lot of times they even not engaged at all. Sometimes they were not even opening the emails, but the few emails they opened were the right one, and I was presenting the right offer, the right message at the right time for them, and then they said, yes, right now I trust you enough, I like you enough to work with you, and this talks to me. So if you are thinking in this way, consistency is what will create the trust, the rapport, the credibility with your audience. So that's number one, pillar number one, consistency. Create content in a consistent way. And if you say, oh, well, but what if I don't have the time of creating content in a consistent way? Well, one, get it sorted, drop something else and find that time. 2, hire someone else that can create that content for you. You don't have to do everything on your own and everything by yourself. All the content I create at the moment is created by me because I want to be in control of the content I create. And also is something that I enjoy. I love sitting down and writing stuff. I love sitting down and shooting videos, doing webinars, doing events. That's what makes me alive. Absolutely. Ben Chai says I'm one of the top lurkers around. Absolutely. Now, that's pillar number one. This is the consistency. And thank you very much, Gail, for the comment as well. The second one is, which is very important, is the principle of credibility by association. Credibility by association happens when you are associating yourself to a person which has a higher profile than you currently have, or an established corporation or an established organization. What happens, it is because of transference. If this person, if you associate yourself with someone who's already a celebrity, someone is already trusted, someone that has a great reputation, a great following already, and is already an authority in their field, is more likely you will be seen as someone, maybe not at that level, but is someone that is trustworthy. And also, if you have worked with other big corporation, that sends a message about the quality of the work that you produce. Now, again, this is all about perception, because you can see that this is the other part. You can see there are a lot of people that now, pay thousands of pounds or dollars, and they take their pictures and their selfie with the celebrities like, yo, I got my selfie with Les Brown. That doesn't mean, like, if you paid thousands of dollars or pounds to take that selfie with Les Brown or with another celebrity, doesn't make you really a celebrity yourself. So, but however, there are still people that, for some people in your audience, is important to see that you are relevant. It's important to see that you are connecting with high-profile individuals, because that's what they value the most. So some people in your audience will not care about it, but a lot of people will. And it's all about also how you use this principle. For example, some of our clients have been the Adecco Group, which is one of the largest recruitment agencies in the world. We did some work, contractual work for LinkedIn as a client, which has been, we did work for them. We had work with UCL University. In terms of celebrities, I did events with Les Brown, I did events with Gary Vee, and Dr. John DeMartini, Jarek Robbins. Now, there are things that happen because you pay for it. So for example, in events like it happened with Dr. John DeMartini, Jarek Robbins, it was, in my scenario, a pay-to-play gig. The one with Gary Vee, with Les Brown, we have been called to work with the team that was organizing the event, and in that case of Les Brown, I've been invited as a speaker. But the reason why you want to consistently connect yourself with high-profile individuals, it is because by connecting yourself with higher-profile individuals, you expand your network, you will be seen as relevant and as someone that is worth paying attention to. And there are some people that, because they just don't like the practices of, well, but if I don't have an association with someone with a bigger name, doesn't mean that my work is not good enough or whatever. No, but you got to understand from the audience point of view, if for your audience this is important, then it's something that you should take consideration. Because again, it will make a statement about the quality of your work in particular, and it will create an immediate buzz around something that you're doing. So I'll give you this example. When we did the gig with Les Brown and I was the MC in front of 1,000 people, I didn't pay to be there. We are invited as to help out in the organization of the event, and I was asked then to be the MC of that event. But immediately our business literally doubled in a month because of that gig. That was one gig, and that was what put GTeX on the map. So it was huge for us. It was a statement that we were not only two young kids running around and playing and running this event game, but it was the statement that we were serious about what we were doing, and other people started acknowledging the quality of the work that we provided. And because of that gig, I gotta say, that was the springboard for everything else that happened in our business. But we have been running the business and running the event for 3 years before that happened. It wasn't just one gig with Les Brown. And then the other thing that will happen after the initial buzz, which will create maybe for a few months, then things will fade. So then it's not something that if you take a picture with a celebrity and say, I got my picture with my celebrity, then now your business is going to be sorted forever. No, it's a piece of credibility that you can leverage for a while, but then you need to keep consistently doing the other type of work that you are doing that made you good at what you're doing. Because there are some people that, they just take a few pictures with celebrities and then they feel like they have the right to stop working or to stop serving their clients in the way they were doing before. And then you will see their business declining in a few months, and that will put their ego in check. So the other part is the other pillar, which is the third pillar I want to share with you. So if you just joined, thank you very much for joining. First of all, we are talking about the 4 pillars that are helping you to grow, to build your profile. We talked about consistency, being on top of mind consistently. We've been talking about building your profile by association with organization or celebrities. And then the third pillar is getting featured on mainstream media. Now, getting featured on mainstream media is one of the best things you can do for your business for 2 reasons. Number one is if you have other established organization, other established institution, other established media talking about you, which means that you're not the only one saying, look at how great I am, but you have other people that are recognized, the organization and mainstream media in particular, recognizing how great you are. That is way more value than all the things that you can say about yourself, because now you have an external endorsement. And the second thing, the second reason why this is important, is because when you have our mainstream media, you have now access to millions of people that can watch your content. Your face, your brand, your business gets in front of millions of people. Now, the reality is that all these millions of people, not everyone is going to be your ideal client, and not every time you're on media you will have a big surge in your business. However, by leveraging that piece of credibility, by leveraging that piece of trust, again, is another piece of the puzzle that you're adding for someone else external to trust you more. So for example, before I was only writing content for myself. I've been writing content on LinkedIn, on my blog post, for my YouTube channel for years. Before I thought, but what if I create content for other people, for other more established organizations? What if I do that? What would happen? Now, we gotta say that our business grew massively also because of that reason. Because we had more trust, we had more credibility, and we had more eyeballs that were consuming our content. Now, the thing about media is that you have two types of media. You have niche media or publications where they are only covering things that your ideal clients are reading. So then you're only focusing on the niche side. While then you have the mainstream one. And the mainstream, they're mainly for credibility. They might not give you clients unless your business gives a service that is more a commodity, or that everyone can buy. But if your service is mainly B2B or B2C for like small businesses, then the mainstream media are going to be less effective. However, they will give you that extra exposure and extra credibility. So what I did, I started creating content for a lot of different publications. I started being interviewed massively in a lot of podcasts. I did hundreds of podcast interviews. That's how I was building the audience that then started following me, started following my podcast as well. And that led to great interviews, like being interviewed on Entrepreneur on Fire, which has millions of listeners as a podcast. Or recently being interviewed on major TV news channel talking about freaking Brexit. I mean, Brexit is not my main topic and is not something that I talk about. I don't talk about politics. I got my views, but I don't talk about politics. I talk about building businesses. I talk about getting experts to become authorities. That's what I talk about. That's my main topic. However, the media were interested in my profile, which is an Italian that came, like many Italians, to the UK, being a waiter, and then built a business from scratch and became quite successful doing that. So their profile that they were looking for is what is the view from an Italian entrepreneur point of view on Brexit? How is that going to affect other Italian entrepreneurs? Or how is that going to affect other people that are Italian that are thinking to come to the UK? That's what they wanted to hear from me. They were not interested at all about the work that I do here for Entrepreneur. It was just an excuse for them to qualify the fact that I was a good source to talk about this topic. So this is, but as a result of that, because I've been in front of these millions of people, then I had people reaching out. I had people inviting me on other TV station. I had people inviting me on other radio station. And so that was a snowball effect. But what I have now is a relationship with the journalists that got me in. So then when I'm launching a book or when I'm launching something, I keep engaging with them. I keep updating them about the things I'm up to. I went out for coffee with them. I'm planning to play football with another guy, to keep building the relationship, because business is made with relationship, and the media side works in the same way. So then that's the part of mainstream media will give you access to millions of people and will give you also huge credibility. And again, like branding and profile by association, then it's something that you will see a spike. People are going to, you put a post on Facebook, hey, like I did, hey, I'm just being on this TV station, 100 people, congratulations, great job, well done, talking about it for the next few days, and then everyone goes back to their normal life. Everyone goes back to normal. So this will not replace the day-to-day activity you do in your business, but again, will give you that spike of credibility and people talking about you and congratulating with you. So if you guys have any question, then let me know, because we are talking about profile building. We're talking about building your credibility. We're talking about the 4 pillars that you need to have to build your profile. We are on pillar number 3 so far. We mentioned pillar number 1, which was consistency, to shop consistently every single day. Pillar number 2, which is building your profile by association with organization, established organization or celebrities. And the third one is getting on mainstream publication or mainstream media, like I've been doing with Forbes, Entrepreneur Magazine, the Huffington Post, Sky TV, and so on. Gail said regarding celebrities, this is how I started to work with people who won 2 Comma Club awards. It's a gift that keeps giving. Absolutely. So you are consistently associating yourself with other celebrities, with other people that are influential in their space. Great job, Gail. Thank you very much again for your comment and for joining. And then we have the last pillar. And the last pillar, I think, is the most important one. It's the most important one because it's something that will build your authority, will build your credibility, but also, in this case, will build your wallet, will build your business. Is the one that is more connected, strictly connected with the work that you do, and is something that is strictly connected with getting you there and getting clients at the same time. While the first 3 are more like a long-term strategy. The last one works as a long-term and short-term strategy at the same time. So what I'm talking about, I'm talking about speaking, live speaking engagement. Now, you know that I'm obsessed about speaking engagement. I've been speaking in more than 1,000 events in 5 years, large events, small events. If there was 1 person, 5 people, 1,000 people, I was freaking there. But that's how we build a business, because people were seeing us, Ben and myself, they liked the energy. There was an instant connection. Then they liked the content, and then they wanted to have more from us. And I haven't found anything yet that, in terms of percentages and numbers, as long as, of course, you do a good job, you have something great to share, and you are good at sharing that, because you need those 2 skills: communication, be engaging. No one wants to learn by someone who is freaking boring. We all had a boring teacher at school, and probably that boring teacher is the same teacher that made us hate that very subject. I remember I used to hate math. Now, reason why, I had quite rubbish teachers at the beginning that didn't create a passion for me in mathematics, and my brain doesn't really work with numbers first. I would use metaphors to understand numbers. However, 1 year out of the 5 years of secondary school, I had a great teacher. I had a teacher which was crazy. You could see he was passionate about math by no one else in the world. And he was working as well, on top of being a teacher for our school, he was working with the CERN of Geneva on like a subatomic particles. So it was a freaking crazy genius. And that was the first year that actually I became good at math. I started having a passion for it. I started enjoying doing my homeworks. Why? Because the teacher gave me that passion for math. And that's the same thing when you're speaking. So you need to be good at what you do. But let's say that now you are good at what you do, or you're working to become good at what you do. Getting speaking engagement will give you 2 things at once. Will give you the exposure and will give you the clients. Because if someone sees you live, there is nothing that in flesh, we are human being, there is nothing that converts more, because there is that instant human connection. There is that instant way of connecting, of saying, I feel you. You are here with me. Well, in this case, I mean, we are talking, or maybe some of you are listening to the podcast right now, and there is a filter. there's the filter of technology between the human connection. And if you remove that filter, let's say that right now you're watching this video or you're listening to the podcast, if you're listening to the recording, and instead of having that, now we are in the same room and we are having a conversation. The way we connect as human being is going to be much more and much heightened and much deeper than just having, the filter of a screen or watching things on a small device. Like it could be a smartphone. And that's why I encourage you to get in front of people as much as you can. Because the more speaking gigs you do, first of all, the better you become. No, the first speaking gig I did, I didn't even want to buy the stuff that I wasn't even selling first, but even if I was selling, I wouldn't have bought my own freaking stuff. I was rubbish. I was nervous. I was speaking way too fast. No one could really understand what I was talking about because of my strong Italian accent. But I knew that I was not going to get better if I was sitting in my couch at home, so I made it a must for me to speak at as many events as possible, even if every 15 minutes at the beginning had someone raising their hand and saying, "Simone, can you please repeat again what you said, because I didn't get it." But that's how it came. That's how we started growing, but after people started understanding what I was saying, then I had someone that became interested and said, "Hey, can I work with you?" And then someone else that said, "Hey, can I work with you?" And suddenly I remember making, the first £300 that we made in one night. I was like, "Oh my God, this is awesome." And then we made £1,000 in one night. And I was like, "Oh my God, £1,000 in one night? That's fantastic." And then we made £10,000 in one day. I was like, "What? £10,000 in one day? This is bloody brilliant." And then we made like £100,000 in one day. I was like, "Whoa, sign me up for this." And that's why I love speaking, and because there is a direct impact in the audience, like with the audience. You can feel the impact that you're making. You can create an instant connection. And also there is a great potential also for revenue. So it checks all the boxes for the business to grow and for the impact that you want to make. So these are the 4 pillars to build your profile. Let me recap if you just joined right now. Shout out to Adam, to Tom that just joined, Ashman, Mukesh. Thank you very much for joining, guys. 4 pillars are: number 1, consistency, showing up every single day. Number 2, profile building by association, getting associated with the established organization or celebrities. Number 3 is the media or major publication, so you can get exposure and trust. And then number 4, speaking engagement, so you can build that connection and you can build the revenues at the same time. If you have those 4 pillars and you're working on them consistently, all at the same time, then what you will have is consistent clients. What you will have is building your authority. And remember, this is not just something that happens overnight, and this is not just something that you do as a one-off. If you write 1 article on Forbes, that's 1. If you write 100 articles for Forbes, you're there 100 times. So it's long-term strategy. Building your profile, building your credibility, building your reputation is a long-term strategy. You cannot have any success if you're just thinking for a short-term gain, because you will have a little spike when people are getting excited, but then things will go back to normal. But if you then keep relevant, then what happens, you will always be on a high because you're always relevant. And that's what we want to help you with. We want to help you put these 4 pillars in place in your business. And that's why we launch our Profile Builder program with Michelle Raymond. Now, Michelle and I partner up and we said, how can we help people that have a great message, that they want to get out there, they want to get featured, they want to have more credibility because they're doing a great job already, but they don't have those media pieces, or they don't have the consistency to get out there all the time, or they don't have the connection or the know-how on how to be featured in media, or maybe they don't have their profile which is appealing to a journalist to say, I trust you as a resource. And that's what we want to help you with. We will work together for 3 months, and within 3 months we will establish 3 different goals that we will hit every month. One, most of the time, can be, for example, that we work with few clients that we already mapped this out. Month number 1 will be getting their profile ready. And getting into niche publication. Month number 2, being focused on landing and getting booked for a TEDx talk. There is a system and a process to get on TEDx. We will help you with that. And number 3, getting focused on getting on a major publication and other publications as well. Now, depending on where you are in terms of your profile, there are different things in which we can do for you. And of course, if you've been around for a while, you have a lot of content already out there, it's easier to land a major publication. If someone searches your name online and there is crickets about you, then already what we're doing is starting mainly to build that relevancy and to build that content on smaller publications. So this is the work that we will do together. We will have clear goals, and our promise is that we will work with you up until you reach those goals. We'll do our best to make them happen within the 3 months. If they don't happen within the 3 months, then we will work with you, included in the package, so that you can get those goals that we established at the beginning. Like, for example, getting a TEDx talk or getting a minimum of 5 publications. Whatever is the goal that we established during the onboarding call and the initial call. Now, we already have 6 people that have joined. We are doing our first pilot of this program because we have already gotten a lot of results for our clients, but it's never been like a set program. You come here, you join the Profile Builder program, and this is the results that you got. We got people featured on Forbes, we got people, tons of speaking gigs, we got people on TEDx, but it's been just maybe part of the work that we were doing with the clients. There was not a specific program for it. So we decided to launch the Profile Builder program because I got so many people, in particular after I've been on television so much recently, saying, hey Simone, can you help me with that? So we decided to launch this. And the good thing is that we need case studies. So what happens is that instead of paying the full fee of the program, you get a great deal and I get a testimonial. And you also will be part of the creation of this project, of this program, as it will be for other people. So if you're interested, you want to build your profile, you want to get out there, you want to spread your message, you want to get out there, you want people to know you, we have 4 spaces left. Let me know in the comment or send me a private message. Send me an email at simone@gtex.org.uk and we will give you more information. We'll go on a call, very simple. Then I will create, based on the information you give me, a short plan for you on what we can achieve month by month in the 3 months. I'll give you the deal. If you want it, you're in. If you don't want it, you're not. Very simple, very straightforward. But I know that if you're already doing great work and you want more people to know about the great work that you do, that's the perfect program for you. And as long as also, remember this is not like a quick fix. This is not a magic pill. You gotta put the work in and you get results. And as well, remember, we are not your saviors, okay? So if you buy a program because you expect that program to be the savior or the messiah in your life that will sort out all your problems, that ain't gonna happen too. We are a team, we are working together. You put in the work, I put in the work, we get result. That's very, very clear up front, because that's the kind of people we work with. We don't want to work with time wasters, and we don't want to work with people that are just wanting someone else to solve all their problems. We are working with people that take responsibilities of their business, take responsibility of their actions, but they believe that together we can do more than what we can do by ourselves. And that's where we step in. So this is the Profile Builder program. I'm looking forward to working with you. I'm looking forward to get you featured on Forbes Entrepreneur magazine, to get you on TEDx, to get you on television. Michelle and I will work our ass off with you to make this happen. Now, if you want to know more, you want to book the call, comment below or send me a message, private message, or send me an email at simone@gtex.org.uk. Thank you very much for watching. It's time to go. I got right now, literally in 3 minutes, another call. Someone is interested in the program, so I gotta go. Thank you very much for watching, and what I want you to do before you leave, if you enjoyed this and if you watched this or listened to this, just comment below and let me know what was the biggest thing you got out from this live and what are you going to do about it. Ben Chai said, that's my job, to solve everyone's problem. Yeah, if you're looking for a messiah, talk to Ben Chai. He will be able to help you. That ain't me. Alright, have a fantastic day, guys, and talk to you soon. Bye.